All right, buckle up, because today we're going deep into some wild territory.
Oh, yeah.
Psychic spies, government research, stuff.
Sounds intriguing already,
Ever heard of Project Stargate?
doesn't it?
But this was a real deal program.
A real program.
Run by the Defense Intelligence Agency.
The DI?
Yeah, the DIA, back in the 90s.
Wow.
The same folks you'd think of for, like,
Yeah, traditional intelligence.
Exactly, traditional intelligence gathering.
Right.
Could be weaponized.
For real. That's pretty amazing.
So we've got this declassified document from 1994.
1994.
Yep, a Project Stargate research
Like,
and
well,
peer review plan.
Oh.
And it lays out their goals, their methods,
The methods they were using.
even some of the ethical considerations of the program.
That's fascinating. Let's break it down.
So first, the who, the what, the when, the where, the why.
Right.
DIA sets up Project Stargate in the U.S., 1994,
Okay.
to figure out, are psychic abilities real?
Right.
And if so, can they be weaponized?
Can they be used?
And the why is
The national security.
national security. Exactly.
Of course.
The document,
They
doesn't
do.
shy away from
Happening.
the national security implications. It really dives into it.
It does.
Like, could foreign adversaries be using psychic spies against us?
Wow.
Or could we use these abilities for counterintelligence?
I mean, that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. Hold on.
Psychic warfare.
It is a wild concept.
Absolutely.
And what's even crazier
Even crazier.
is this wasn't just some, sudden idea.
No.
It wasn't out of the blue.
Really? Oh, wow.
Exactly.
So cool.
So we've got the government
Yeah.
potentially worried about psychic warfare,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this whole backstory.
Yeah.
We're only just now starting to get a peek at
Right.
what are they looking into.
It is.
So the document
Blackout.
outlines two main avenues of research.
Okay.
They call them basic research.
Basic research.
To understand the fundamental nature of what they call anomalous mental phenomena,
Anomalous mental phenomena.
or AMP.
AMP. Got it.
And then there's applied research,
Okay.
which is focused on real-world applications.
So they're not just trying to figure out if it's real,
Right.
but how it works and how they can use it, I guess.
From a military perspective.
Absolutely. A chart. Okay. Figure 1 research overview.
And it breaks the investigation down
Okay.
into these different areas
Uh-huh.
like cognition,
Cognition.
which looks at the methods and conditions for AMP,
All right.
and then there's transmission,
Transmission.
which examines how information might be transferred.
Transferred.
Yeah.
Okay.
In AMP.
So, how are these? How are these
thoughts or whatever
Yeah.
moving from one place to another?
Right.
So wait, are they suggesting
That thoughts
that thoughts could
could actually travel,
travel like radio waves?
literally.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was one of the theories they were exploring,
Yeah.
which I mean, that's some pretty
That's
mind-bending territory,
absolutely.
And it gets into
Lithium, that's
ideas from quantum physics
quantum physics.
and electromagnetic fields.
Right.
So these concepts were
They were pretty new
still on the cutting edge.
at the time.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Quantum physics and psychic spies,
Yeah, you don't hear those two in the same sentence every day.
not every day.
Makes you wonder, what were they hoping to achieve with all this?
Yeah, were they trying to create like a real life X-Men squad? That's amazing.
Human element comes in.
Right.
They were actively searching for individuals
Individuals.
with potential AMP abilities.
Okay.
And they called them receivers.
Receivers.
And they developed these
they developed it.
rigorous training programs.
Wow.
The document
emphasizes
the difficulty of finding and training reliable receivers.
Right. Exactly.
But it's clear that they were
invested
they were investing significant resources into this.
into the human element.
Absolutely.
That's really interesting.
So they're trying to recruit people
Recruit people.
who might be psychic
Okay.
and train them to use their abilities.
Right. To hone their skills.
Yeah.
That raises so many questions, especially about the ethics of it all. Being told, hey, we think you might be psychic.
Yeah.
Want to join a secret government program?
Right. What would you even say to that?
I know, right?
It's incredible. It does.
Yeah, it mentions protocols
Local.
to ensure the ethical treatment
Ethical treatment
of these receivers
Okay.
and that they were complying with regulations.
So even in this realm of the extraordinary
Yeah.
ethical boundaries still mattered.
Absolutely.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
At least on paper,
Right.
they were taking it seriously.
At least in theory.
That's interesting.
So, okay, so they're taking ethics seriously.
Right.
But I'm dying to know more about these research milestones.
The milestones.
What were some of their specific goals? Exactly.
Last time, remember, we were talking about...
Yeah, the DIA setting up Project Stargate.
Right, to see if psychic abilities...
Could be it.
For national security.
Right, we went deep into where
anomalous mental phenomena.
AMP, all that. And
they were exploring some pretty far out ideas. Quantum physics and electromagnetic waves, possible ways.
To transmit thoughts, basically?
Exactly, thought transmission.
Yeah.
That whole quantum physics angle really caught my attention.
Yeah, it's not every day you hear
the government talking about
quantum physics.
Right.
It's pretty wild.
It's wild.
But, you know,
it's all well and good.
To have theories.
Yeah.
Did they actually find any evidence
to back it up?
To support these ideas?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
And the answer...
So much in this field.
Oh, I bet.
Is complex.
I bet it is.
We have these declassified documents.
Yeah.
They detailed numerous experiments.
Okay.
And methodologies.
Okay.
But to draw definitive conclusions.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So let's dive into some of those experiments.
Okay. Right. So one of their main areas of focus was remote viewing.
Remote viewing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is essentially trying to see information about a place.
A distant place.
Yeah, a distant location.
Okay.
Just using your mind.
So like...
Imagine describing a place you've never been to.
Okay.
Just by focusing your thoughts.
So like mentally traveling to a different place without leaving the room.
Without physically going there. It is.
Yeah, exactly.
Level blind.
Right. Evaluating the results.
Okay. Yeah, like lucky guesses.
Or just flukes.
Were these remote viewers?
Actually hitting their targets.
Yeah.
There were some individuals who demonstrated quite remarkable abilities.
So they were
providing information that
that matched up.
Yeah, that aligned with those locations.
Interesting. Really? Oh, so they're acknowledging it.
Yeah, they acknowledge the variability. Okay.
They say some receivers did better than others.
Okay.
And even the best ones didn't always get it right.
So it's kind of
it was a mixed bag.
Yeah, a mixed bag. Yeah, you know, like
tantalizing glimpses of potential.
Yeah.
But also...
a lot of variation.
Yeah, a lot of variation.
And I can see how that would be...
frustrating.
Frustrating for those researchers.
For sure.
And this is where the skepticism comes in.
Of course.
The critics.
Yeah.
They say that even those successful sessions...
The ones that seem to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be explained by things like subconscious cues from the researchers.
Right.
Or lucky guesses.
Right.
Or even just bias.
Bias in how they interpreted
the results. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. That operate on the fringes.
But what we understand.
Of what we understand.
Yeah.
You're dealing with these subjective experiences.
Okay.
Anecdotal evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Findings that are hard to replicate.
Yeah, in a controlled setting.
Right.
So, besides
remote viewing.
Yeah.
What else did they...
What other areas?
Yeah, what other areas?
Did Project Stargate look into?
Another one... was what they called.
What did they call it?
Anomalous.
Okay, so we're talking telekinesis here.
Well.
Like bending spoons with your thoughts?
Not quite like that. More like trying to influence.
Yeah.
Random number generators.
Random number generators. What?
Or other sensitive electronic devices.
Okay.
Like, could human intention somehow affect the output of these machines?
Interesting.
In a way that couldn't be explained by chance. Exactly. It is.
What kind of results
did they get
with these experiments?
Again, a mixed bag.
Really?
Some studies showed intriguing correlations between what people were focusing on and the output of the machines. The hard part was...
replicating those effects.
Yeah, consistently replicating it.
Yeah. Sometimes it worked.
Sometimes it didn't.
So even with a more technological approach?
They still had that same problem.
Intriguing results.
But not that solid proof.
Solid proof.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
I know. It wasn't happening in a vacuum.
Right.
There were ethical considerations, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine the weight of that. If you really believe...
You found evidence of psychic abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big question. Yeah.
Were they trying to develop?
Mind control weapons. Okay. We'll talk about the program's ultimate fate.
Okay.
Did they shut it all down?
Okay. So we're back
back for the final part
of our deep dive into Project Stargate.
Right, the government's foray into
the world of psychic spies and
mind-bending ability, the experiments they conducted.
But the big question
looming over all of this.
Yeah. What happened to Project Stargate in the end?
After more than 2 decades.
Wow, 2 decades.
Of research.
It's a long time.
Millions of dollars spent.
Millions.
Countless experiments.
Wow. So they just pulled the plug.
There is something so secret. They offer some clues.
Okay.
The reasons for the termination are complex and open to interpretation.
I bet.
One factor was
always
a shift.
A shift in
priorities within the intelligence community.
Right.
The Cold War had ended, and there was this growing focus on more conventional threats.
Okay.
Like terrorism and cyber warfare.
So psychic spies
seemed less of a priority.
In a post-Cold War world.
I guess so. Yeah, high-risk research. A lot of scrutiny.
Makes sense.
But I'm sure there was more to it.
Yeah.
Than just that.
Than just budget. Yeah. Did they figure it out?
The official assessment
from the document. Is
that while some people showed abilities, the research didn't produce consistent replicable results. Needed to justify more funding.
So that's it.
Not quite.
Okay.
This is what keeps the debate alive.
Even today.
Right. Proponents of the research,
they
argue that the government dismissed the findings too quickly.
Oh, interesting.
They point to those cases
of a success.
Of remarkable success.
Yeah.
And they emphasize the challenges
studying this stuff.
Of studying these phenomena. They claim that just because you can't explain something through conventional science doesn't mean it's not real.
Right. Absence of evidence.
Isn't evidence of absence?
Ooh, good point.
Or is there more to the story?
Hidden from public view.
Possibly.
That's the point.
That fuels so much speculation.
Oh,
well, you may never know. More questions than answers.
Like an X-Files episode.
The truth is out there.
Somewhere.
Maybe.
That's the legacy of Project Stargate.
Whether you believe in psychic abilities
or remain skeptical,
the program's story highlights the human fascination
with the unknown.
Yeah, the desire to push the boundaries
of understanding
and explore the mysteries of the mind.
It's a good reminder.
There's still so much we don't know
about the world,
about ourselves,
and maybe
there's
some of those impossible abilities.
You're just waiting to be unlocked.
That really makes you wonder.
It does.
Well, thank you for joining us
on this deep dive
into the world of Project Stargate,
where science fiction
meets reality,
where the line between
possible and impossible,
it's blurred.
Until next time,
keep exploring,
keep questioning. You might uncover
your own hidden truths.
See you next time.